Oh, give me land like the land under starry skies above. Don't fence me in. Let me ride through the wide open country that I love. Don't fence me in. Let me be by myself.
Oh yes, the musical journey of this entire life. The mystical reality of the divine harmony in each and every heart that lives, and all hearts given in its own form and condition, in its own place to work out its own destiny more or less, yet that destiny is divine, and the destiny is the divination of the divine, the understanding of the depths and heights of it, the getting into the meat of creation. It's kind of like that magic little secret that only a cowboy or a cowgirl knows, you know, that in every thorn there is a rose. You know, that kind of sweet edge to the smell of cow shit. You know, as disgusting as it can be, there's something there that is entertaining. There's something there that you like about the earthiness of it, the smell of that as you're chasing those ornery old critters down and making them behave and move from this range to that one and so on and so forth, rearranging their lives involuntarily, taking their calves away and putting them in a different place to play. And oh my goodness, you know, when you take those old calves away, those old cows will be howling for hours and days and days and days on end for their baby calves to come home to them, you know. And even in that poor old cow's agony, you feel a sentiment, a reality, a truth. You see the divine way, the divine nature of love, the mother that can't give up on her baby children no matter what. She's that determined. And boy, there's nothing more determined than a cow. When she gets her head pointed in a direction and she's got a single thought in her mind, she sees a little bauble of food, for example, dangling up ahead, and she knows right where to go to get it. There's a fresh green bale of hay somebody dropped off along the highway, and she noticed it when nobody else did. And now she's headed that way. She's going right for it. She's going to go through the fence and grab that big green mouthful of sweet alfalfa and clover, you know. There's just a little grassy edge to it. It's the perfect shite for a cow. And boy, when she gets through with that, ruminating that through her four stomachs and a whole lot of contemplative digestion and chewing on the cud and stuff, when she's through with that thing, man, she already sees herself dreaming the divine presence into being once again as she's sitting there processing that food. You see, she's experiencing the divine contentment in her own way, even though she's wild as hell and fixated as obsessional as all get out when she sees that bale of hay and knows she's the one that can get it first. But there she is, you know, through her mischief, she's creating the divine dream and living in that form of contentment, holding that contentment together when it didn't seem like any other form of life around her could, which was probably kind of a cosmic truth in the divine matrix sort of way. It was the comedy we played, you see, but we had to know all aspects of the divine. We'd lived in the full aspects of it for so long, we just kind of took it for granted in a spiritual context. You know, we just assumed that's what we were, that's what we are, that's what we'll always be. Well, this is true. But somebody clever enough to create a world of opposites, such as what we've lived in, so that we could experience, you know, extremes and, you know, disharmony and so on and so forth, and go to the depths of hell and find paradise in it. You know? Wow. Now that's a gift. That's an understanding only creation can give to itself. You know, and when they tied it with a silvery bow and a really beautiful ribbon, man, glittery gold and all that stuff, the colors of the rainbow exude from the gift inside of us now and become the creation that we are, as it fills and surrounds us with the fullness of its conscious presence, the life that we are. The beautiful truth expressed dynamically and harmoniously in the rock of the roll. How many of you, as we were listening to Inagata Devita, by the way, you guys, you forget, man, this is a rock classic. This is where, you know, the unity of reality began back in about 1965 or so, was in the music, the medicine, the words even of that song, you know. Please take my hand. I mean, I can't do it very well. I'm not them guys, but oh my goodness, take my hand. Yeah. You see, this was darkness calling for its daylight. It was a steady rhythm of unification of all energies in life, no matter how they were perceived or portrayed in the rainbow reality. There was a unity of energies, a tribal unity of energies in that Inagata Devita that brings forward complete transformations in the moments of now, just by expressing and experiencing its vibrational harmony once again, here on the Coyote Medicine Show, only on the Hazy Radio, don't you know? You see how clear it can be, babies? When you live in your own dynasty, when you live in your own true love, and you are the one heart in all, and its living form of expression in everything that is. Now do you understand what the Divine Feminine is? It's that which feels itself in everything, and that which experiences in the feeling. No wonder it's been so emotional. This is a wild experience when you can get the fullness of life in the Divine Presence, and only in the innocence of this so-called Divine Feminine. Let's call it the creative love, you know, but the Divine Feminine, the experience of that form of appreciative creation in all of its creation, understanding the deep contentment that arises in that experience. See, it's reflective of what the cow held together for us through the generations of time by the chewing of her cud and the contemplation of reality. You see, we've been together in this with all elements of this life. There's been no real separation. There's been antagonism. There's been agony. Yeah, we created a lot of really superficial circumstances in this reality. We wanted to know really how far away from it we could get and still live to tell about it. Well, by God, we sure done that one some mile or two, didn't we, you know? Wow. I mean, double wow. Look what's happening in the reality of yesterday. I mean, you know, wow. Good thing it ain't happening there today, eh, babies? See, we're beginning to demonstrate our truth here in this reality through this music, this rock and roll medicine show, through the music of our heart, which is becoming conscious, aware of the divine presence of the song of the heart, the musical vibration that only you, as this being in creation that you are, can experience and express. It's your voice unique to yourself. And it may come out grittily, what seems to you grittily and gravelly and off-tune, but those that hear it hear perfect melody. They know the perfection of your heart. They see beyond the deception of the unreality in which we have lived, the sense of division, that which has made heaven and hell and all that was in between it. And we experienced every God-blessed level and experience there could be had in those dimensional unrealities, man. We went to the fullness of it. We stretched it way beyond the maximum, you know. I got some more vulgarious terms I could use, but I'm not going to today. I'm feeling more family-oriented. But there's graphic depictions in my heart and mind and soul, and I know you can experience those too, just like we all experience the awakening of the pyramidic energy as we listen to Inagata Devita. There's a union, a complete union, and what does that do? That activates the pyramidic energy within each of us. Now you're going to understand just what form this empowerment is as it grows within you. I hesitate to describe any further, but let's just call it an awakening of the heart to the real dimensions of life in which it lives. And again, it's just a beginning, but it's a beautiful one. And perhaps you'll see it reflected in your reality, you know. It's the same way we're dreaming a little gathering center for ourselves, this Vibe Tribe here in Crestone, Colorado, or Crestonia, because it may not be right downtown, maybe out in the outer perimeter somewhere. We just take it as the heart will create it, you know. Wherever it is, it's going to be the perfect gathering place for us, and we're going to have lots of good music. You know, and it won't be like a restaurant. I don't think. It might take that format, but my feeling is more like just for a casual gathering place where there's coffee and pastries, and especially God's donuts, and maybe sandwiches in the afternoon. But they're just made by humble hearts that come by and volunteer to do it because they want to feed the travelers or the local itinerants, etc. You know, we're going to bring peace to this place in fullness. You know, and our gathering place is just the beginning of that, and we're dreaming it into being. Unity, you know, in our heart gives unity in our creation. And we each recreated exactly the same, only given our circumstances adjusted for those. Uniquely ours, our own song of the heart, yet it's the song expressed quite naturally in everything that lives. And the more we expand into this moment of silence, the more we begin to experience the reality, the music of the divine harmony, you see. We just have to slow our roll a little bit, like old Kid Rock, yeah. And babies, you know, give up the cocaine for a while and the heroin and anything else that's been, you know, kind of stringing us along through life, you know, the victimization, the over-obsessive love affairs, and so on and so forth. Whatever it is, whatever addiction you've chosen to carry your ass through, man, it's time to let them go and just be with what you are. And be okay with all of that too, and then you can let it go. That's the secret to releasing anything that's holding you back. Just be okay with it. Be okay with where you've been, and then you know where you are. Being, it's, you know, the desire, the overwhelming physical symptoms that you would normally experience just don't occur. You might have some whimperings of soul, a little whimpering in the heart because it likes comfort, you know. But at the same time, you just release it that easily. You can change your whole life this way. You just wake up. That's all, and you feel in that heart way. You're centered in it, you know. And you find the heart at the center of this pyramidic creation that surrounds you. It's kind of a elongated double pyramid butted together, and it surrounds us. We live in that kind of crystalline energy field. That's what's, you know, some folks refer to humanity becoming a crystalline being. Well, that's what it really is recognizing that we already are. We live inside of a crystalline energy. You know, that I call it a tetrahedron, but I don't know what the correct terminology is. But it's two pyramids butted together, four-sided pyramids. Basically, it's like a long, elongated diamond. That's the energy field in which we live, work, and play. And, you know, that's our divinity too, but the divinity is in the heart. It's at the center of that creation, which creates your bodily form around it, you see. So you're living in an energy field. You're a creation of energy, of that enlightened energy, let's say, that gives you form and substance, as is everything that lives. See, because there's various spectrums and sizes of this pyramidic energy, you see. And In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida was designed to help us reawaken. This sweet piece of music, almost 18 minutes long, was designed to help you and I and the rest of us reawaken to that crystalline presence that surrounds us, the energy field, you know, that literally creates us and makes us what we are, you see, the divine presence from which we are created, the essence of love, expressed in its more pure and natural way. And now you begin to understand what pyramidic energy is in this world too, don't you? You begin to see what it is. These are energy radiators. They're designed to enlighten everyone and re-energize the entire reality. When that grid is active, man, shit, nothing can get in the way. Humanity is ascended. And I kind of feel those old ancient things awakening today, don't you? I do. You know, I mean, it's like all over this world there are pyramids, physically given in the presence of, you know, this reality. Some of them buried under ages and ages of sediment that's come from disaster after disaster and so forth, but they're still recognizable. But see, it's part of the re-engagement with our reality, see. The matrix has been held together by an energy field of its own, you see. But truth has never gone from us. You know, the old cow sitting there chewing her cud reminded us of that, you know, and then held that vision for us as we went through our agonies and pains and trials and tribulations, you know, and found that our love was the most active thing there could ever be, and that any time things were miserable, the love just came around and grabbed us and says, hey, let's go to town. You know, when times were desperate, that's when we became desperately in love. You know, we didn't let the old hesitations get in our way any longer. And when we found a moment with another that was sweet and heartfelt, baby, we went there because we didn't think we'd live long enough to appreciate it. You know what I mean? The next breath you took could be your last one. It was war, man, you know. Oh, God, the precarious nature of living through death. Babies, we'll talk about that in a while, too, man. Maybe we'll take a whole show for that one. Or maybe tonight we'll rattle through that because it's kind of related to Mary J. in a way on the television show. We'll just see where it goes, but sometime soon we'll discuss that. The living aspects of death. Where it came from. See, because this is part of what I on a personal level and humanity on a broader one are beginning to resolve also in that beautiful little rendition, that piece of music almost 18 minutes long called Inagata Vita. It was like, you know, we're resolving the images that we've lived in. Inside of ourselves, you know, we feel transunion, you know, I mean, I don't know how to describe it beyond that. And that's kind of an unusual word, and it doesn't mean being in a trance and finding union, yet it is coming out of the trance and unionizing all of the energies in your life, inside of yourself, inside of your person. You see, in that centering energy is the magnetism of the heart, which is amplified and created by the crystalline, pyramidal kind of diamond-shaped energy around us. And beyond that, of course, from the points of the pyramid, on all points, on all sides, it's uniform, basically, but elongated, creates the spherical energy that surrounds us, what some people call the auric field. You know, that's something that can be visible here sometimes, but now it all becomes visible as we continue to experience the unraveling of the divine, one beat at a time, here on the Coyote Medicine Show with your host, Grandpa Coyote, and sweet Mary J. and G. Roo to help us along the way, babies, you know. See, there's a unity of heart going on here that's stronger than anything we've ever known before, because it's the truthful heart, and we haven't known our truthful heart for a long frigging time, man. Well, that's why I played Hello, It's Me at the conclusion of that beautiful little run of tunage. Because, babies, hello, it's me. Inside of you, don't you see? The heart awakening quite naturally and beginning to experience its divine presence. The soft essence in life from which all life arises and grows. And the divine contentment that goes with it. Yeehaw, glory, hallelujah, cowgirls. Write 'em if you got 'em. If you don't, hey, smoke one. Let's get going, man.